Hello everybody, my name is NCegs, and today I'm going to be giving you guys my casual rig tier list video for Infinite Warfare. Now, back in Black Ops 3, I did a casual, a competitive, for Specialist, and then I did one for weapons. I'm going to be doing the exact same thing for Infinite Warfare. It's just this time I'm going to also be doing traits as well. That will be a separate video. But let me quickly explain the tier list. So basically it's a ranking of letters. S is the highest tier, which basically means that this weapon has no flaw, or this rig has no flaws. Really, it's not, there's no counter to it. It's unbelievably good. The skill level for it isn't that hard, so basically anybody can use it, and it's just great. A is basically the same thing as S, but there's some counters to it that you could do that make it worse. B is basically there's just a lot of counters to it. C is inconsistency. It's very inconsistent. There's a lot of counters. D is basically just, it's almost unusable just because of how many counters. It's a skill gap is way too high. And just, yeah, D basically is just, it's bad. It's basically bad. Inconsistency, you know. So let's get right into this. We're going to start off with Warfighter. Warfighter Claw, easily S tier. This thing is so good that it's literally the only rig weapon that people are using in respawns. It's so good. This thing is a 3-bullet at I think any range. The fire rate is max. It's literally it has the most fire I think in any COD game for any gun ever. Claw, easily S tier. Combat focus, again, real quick, I just want to say this is casual. So what I said about it being used in respawns for comp, I'm sorry, I kind of made it confusing. But this weapon, you will not see one pub without this claw. I'm sorry for putting some competitive in there. It's my mindset. I'm sorry. But combat focus, easily S tier as well. This thing in pubs. When you're going on streaks, that's the main thing on pubs. You want to get on streaks, you want to get as many kills as possible, you want to win the game. It's literally like getting 2 kills in one. Imagine getting a quad feed. You're gonna have essentially 8 kills, and if I go to the streaks real quick, what's 8? You immediately get your scorchers. You know, this thing is just very strong, especially if you're capping flags and you get a kill. Combat focus, definitely S tier. Overdrive. Man, I'm gonna have to put this thing in B. This thing is not that good in pubs. It's basically like, the counters to it is, and what's bad about it is it doesn't help you that much in gunfight. In BO3, you can do a lot with this thing, and it's really good in gunfights. It's not the best. It's still viable. You could still wreck kids and also get the positions faster. If you're playing uplink pubs, you could run with the uplink ball faster. But just because when it comes to killing, it's not the best, I'm gonna have to put it at B. Next, we're gonna go to Merc. Steel Dragon. I'm gonna put this at B as well. This thing is very inconsistent. You either melt people instantly, it's literally no competition, or sometimes it feels like you've been putting that laser on them for so long, it just doesn't kill them. And the thing that's a counter to it is range. This thing has no range. You cannot kill people at range with this gun, rig weapon. You need to be very close with them, or like moderate close range to them. So Steel Dragon is B. Bull Charge, I'm gonna put at B as well. This thing is it is a one hit if you get it off, but it's easily counterable by just jumping above. Someone could cut you off guard, but it's also good because it's basically a better overdrive because you have protection in the front. But another counter to it is you can't move well with it at all. It's kind of like a slow turn, you know. Like think of like a candy cane. It's not a straight, you know, dash. It's not a right angle. It's like a little curve. So Bull Charge is B tier. Reactive Armor, S tier, easily. Just like BO3, this thing essentially gives you more health in a gunfight when you pop it. This could mean the game in a pub. This could mean an SND round. This could mean your streak. This could mean a lot of things. This thing, just no matter what, it will always help you in a gunfight. As long as you can get your shots off while you're in the gunfight, you're easily going to get the kill. Reactive Armor, definitely S tier. Now to Synaptic. This, in my opinion, is the best one for sure. This is the best one for rigs. Equalizer is definitely A tier. This thing melts, it shreds, it destroys at close and medium range. What doesn't make it S is its long range. This thing at long range is pretty hard to control and not that good. But if it had good long range, this thing might contend against a claw. But this thing, medium close range, destroys. The only bad part about this for me, is that the long range is very, very bad. So Equalizer is A tier. Rewind, S tier, 100%. This thing is like Glitch from BO3, but you regenerate your health, and you get full ammo when you rewind. This is so good. When you're in a gunfight, it's also easier to check of where you go because your screen doesn't flash. You see where you're moving. It's easier. Rewind is probably the most annoying and the best rig in the game, probably. This thing is just so good. As in pubs, man, you could destroy some kids. Rewind is S tier. Reaper, I gotta say S tier. This thing is a joke. This thing is, it's literally, I don't even know what to say about this thing. This thing, it's one of those specialists where it's like you think it's bad, but it's honestly not. Now, a lot of people might argue to put it at A because you don't get any health, you can still die quick. But here's the thing: when you're running around faster than the enemy, and you can jump higher than the enemy and do a bunch of crazy parkour things with this, and you lunge at them, and it screws up your hitbox kind of, because like one time you're like in the air with your arms spread out, another time you're in a ball. You know, it completely throws off the enemy sometimes. Also, it's a one hit. And it lunges. It's basically Commando Pro from Modern Warfare 2, but you're also like a dog. It's crazy. Reaper is S tier. Next we have FTL. Not FTL. Well, yeah, we do have, it's called FTL, I'm sorry. Eraser. I'm gonna go with A. It's solid. It's a solid rig weapon. The thing that doesn't make it S, I'd say, is I feel like sometimes the iron sights is a little hard to control. It's really good with the fire rate. The fire rate on this is amazing. And plus, since in BO3, which is basically the Annihilator from BO3, you don't cock it back. So you could literally spray this thing. It's great. But what doesn't make it S is because of its iron sights, I'd say. And sometimes, this is crazy to say, the gun is sometimes too accurate sometimes, to where you think you got a guy, but you're a centimeter off. Those are the only two bad things about the Eraser, though. So this thing is A tier. FTL jump, I'm gonna go with A tier. This thing is very, very good if you're in a gunfight, but this could really screw you up in a pub. So imagine you FTL jump past somebody, right? Like you're about to die, you pass them, and since it's a pub, there are going to be a lot of people on the map, more than a GB, and you go fly right into more people. That is why there's some inconsistency, well, not inconsistency, but some fallbacks on it, of it's also kind of the enemy, the enemy really needs to help you out here. It's like a luck thing, kind of, because sometimes this thing really works out where you're going to go right past person, turn around, kill him. Also, sometimes you think you're going to go behind a person, but you end up right in front of him, and you're not going to kill him, because he's just going to keep spraying at you. So, FTL jump, it's good, but there are some downsides to it. Like it's sometimes hard to judge distance, and it's kind of like, you gotta be at the right spot for it, you know, the right time, right place, right time. So, FTL jump, A tier. Phase shift. A lot of people are gonna put this at S tier. I'm gonna put it at A tier. The only reason why this thing is not S tier is because it is annoying that you can't see anybody while you're in this. You can obviously hear people if you have a good headset, or if you just have a normal headset, you can still hear people. But the fact that you could just walk right into someone and you're not ready for it, but they might be, it's very unfortunate when this happens, and that's not something that's S tier. S tier is like, it's almost guaranteed, you know? It's something that's guaranteed. So I'm gonna have to put this at A tier, just because sometimes it's like, it doesn't work out for you. So phase shift is A tier. Next we have Striker. Probably the worst guy, I'd say. Gravity Vortex Gun, I'm gonna put a B. It's good. It's basically a one hit, but you can kill yourself with it. Basically the range of it is kind of bad. You can kind of pull away from it though. It's like you can go away from the thing, so it's not like it's an insta kill if you put it right next to someone. You can also kill yourself while the thing is down. It's got a little ball and sucks you in. And it's, like, again, the range isn't good on it, so people can walk by it, and it's not, like, a big deal. The only time I really think this is good in pubs is if you're trying to protect a flag and you put it on there. That's really good on Dom. Definitely good. Sometimes it's good on CTF, too. If you're protecting your flag, that's really good. Now, the Gravity Vortex Gun, B tier. Micro Turret. I gotta give this little thing B tier. It's good. It's good. If you set this thing up in a power position, it's really, really good. But it's so inconsistent sometimes when it comes to, like, killing people. Sometimes it doesn't kill them. Sometimes people just fly above it or whatever. And really, you can, like, it destroys really easily, I'd say. So, Micro Turret, it's good, but has some downsides. Like, you can just easily counter it. So, Micro Turret, B tier. Centurion, it's basically a trophy system. It's basically a trophy system with a little bit like a shock charge thing. Or not shock, but like a concussion grenade thing. Where it kind of puts like electric shock on your enemies. It doesn't hurt them at all. I don't really know what it does. But it's kind of, I'd probably have to say it's probably B tier. It's good. It's basically a trophy system, but immensely good. Like, this thing protects a lot of stuff. Like, it's not like a trophy system where it's only 2. This thing protects a lot. So, I'll have to put a B, but just, like, it's not the best, because it's like, this is my specialist. So, it's not the best. It's good. Don't get me wrong. I would love to use this in pubs for Dom. Especially when I'm capping a flag. Just, it's not the best for a long time purpose. So, that's why I'm putting it at B tier. The Centurion is B tier. Next, we're going on to our last rig character. I can't read that, I'm sorry. The Phantom. The Phantom. Ballistic EM3. I'm gonna put this at A tier. This thing is extremely, extremely good. It's a one hit anywhere. You can definitely collateral like 3 guys. For sure. And it auto aims onto the target. If you just aim down the sights for a split, like a half a second, and you just wait, it will immediately fire at them, even if your crosshair technically isn't on them. It kind of moves to them. The reason why this thing is an S tier is because that sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it's slow to pull the trigger and pull the trigger again after you shoot it. So it's not a rapid fire, you know, like destroys people like that. I'm apologizing for that. But it's bad because you have to wait that split second, like that 0.5 second for the lock on, and that's easy for people to kill you. It's people in this game, it's like a 4-bullet, 3-bullet with a lot of guns, and definitely can kill you quick. If you don't, since the 0.5 second thing, you can definitely die quick while using this, so you gotta be, like, on your feet about it. So that's why the Ballistic EM3 is A tier. Pulsar. This thing is A tier. I want to put it S tier because it's, like, it literally is Vision Pulse, but it goes around the whole map and not just a certain area, and people don't know where you are when you use it. The only problem that doesn't make it S tier is it takes a while to get. It's not like normal abilities where you get them very quick. It's like you do have to wait for this one, and that's why it's not the best for pubs, especially like S&D pubs or like a team death pub. Like the best one for this is probably Uplink, CTF, Domination, Hardpoint. Those are the best for this game mode. For the game modes for Pulsar, but just because it takes a while to get, it's not S tier. So Pulsar is A tier. Next we have Active Camo. I'm putting this at S tier. I think Active Camo is the second best ability in the game, because I personally think it's harder to see somebody while using active camo compared to last game, because you could hear a noise when they pop it. You could still hear the noise while they're running around you, and I feel like it was easier to just see someone with active camo. In this game, the only thing that someone could see you by is and this is the only counter to it in my opinion. There's no other counter to this thing besides that. There's this little red thing on every or little red blue thing depending on what team you're on. For an enemy it's gonna be red, for you it's gonna be blue. There's a little like neon thing on your shoulder. That's the only way people can really see you. Without that, you will not get seen with camo. This thing is practically invisible. This thing practically makes you invisible. So, active camo, I'm going to be putting at S tier. Alright guys, that is it for the video today. Be sure to look out for the casual weapon tier list, the traits casual, and then I'll move on to competitive. I do want to try and get back into YouTube again. I will try for you guys. I really will. If you guys did enjoy the video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I will see you guys in the next chapter.